Welcome back to Daytime Live. Now, diabetes is a chronic disease which occurs when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin or when the body cannot effectively use the insulin it produces. This leads to an increased concentration of glucose in the blood. It's called hyperglycemia. Now, this Sunday, November 14th, is World Diabetes Day, and joining us to discuss this is Dr. Alvaston Bailey. Welcome, Doc.
Thanks very much for having me.
It is our pleasure, sir. Now, the theme for World Diabetes Day 2021 is access to diabetes care. Now, can you tell us what are the plans for Jamaica?
Okay, this month-long campaign is actually designed to raise the populace awareness about the services that we have available to all those who have diabetes or think they might have. We also will be putting in place a large number of screening services to screen persons for diabetes so that we can detect diabetes early, and also to identify those who have diabetes to determine if they're well controlled. And we have a lot of activities lined up for this month. In fact, we're going to start off with our opening ceremony at the Diabetes Association of Jamaica on the 15th. That is Monday coming, and then we'll be offering free screening to anyone who comes along so that they can be determined if they have diabetes or not. And then the next day we'll be going for the Council for Senior Citizens to do screening, and the next day we'll be doing screening courtesy of Fosco Oats, and we will be moving throughout the corporate area to offer screening for persons who might think they have diabetes or its complications. And we have a major screening that will take place at Portmore Art Academy on November 29 and 30. And we are offering screening for over 1,000 persons who would like to come and get their blood sugar checked, their blood pressure checked, their heart tested, and their weight and so on. So we have a large number of activities lined up for those who would like to find out if they have diabetes or if the condition is being well controlled.
Awesome stuff. That's amazing,
awesome.
Dr. Bailey. What percentage of Jamaicans would you say have diabetes?
Okay, that's a very important question. I would like to answer that by reminding all of us that diabetes is the second leading cause of death in Jamaica for those under 70. That's sober. And 1 in every 8 persons 15 years and older in Jamaica has diabetes, which translates into about 12% of the population. But most importantly, and this must be emphasized, is that 4 out of 10 persons who have diabetes do not know that they have it. And the final point I want to emphasize, and I would like all those who are listening to bear this in mind, is that 42% of those who have died in Jamaica from COVID are diabetics. So COVID-19 and diabetes is not compatible.
Gotcha.
Mr. Bailey,
Wow.
you got me with that. Wow. So that's 4 out of every 10, 49% of everybody with COVID. That's some shocking statistics.
Yeah.
I am like,
Diabetes and COVID is a dangerous combination. It's like adding fuel to fire.
Wow.
Mr. Bailey, Dr. Bailey, you've said a lot of persons don't know, 4 out of 10 persons don't know that they have diabetes, the ones who are diagnosed. What are the symptoms, though, for persons who are watching to be mindful of? What are the symptoms?
The interesting thing about diabetes is that you have 2 phases. You have pre-diabetes, which is the condition which exists before you know you have diabetes. And so there lies the problem, is that many persons actually have diabetes heading in their direction and don't realize, because the symptoms are very subtle. But when you get overt diabetes, which is when the diabetes become obvious, you present with excessive urination, especially at nights. You become very thirsty. You'll experience rapid weight loss without even trying. You'll experience blurred vision. You'll experience numbness or tingling in your hands or feet. Women will observe abnormal vaginal discharges or yeast. And most importantly, many men present to the doctor with erectile dysfunction, which is the inability to initiate or maintain an erection. And that for them is very alarming. And that's when they come to see us.
Gotcha.
So that is what drives the
Men to go.
the men to go.
For me, it's the weight loss. I'm like, I've been trying to lose weight forever, so it's not happening.
What are the things that we can do to prevent this?
Okay, if you have a family history of diabetes, it means that you are what we call a potential diabetic. Therefore, you need to be careful. You need to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So you need to exercise regularly to maintain a normal body weight. We recommend that you exercise approximately 30 minutes 3 times per week. You need to watch your diet carefully. You need to consult a dietitian if you're overweight. You need to avoid meals with high fat, high sugar, and salt content. And we recommend that you limit your caloric intake to roughly 1,600 to 1,800 calories per day, depending on your activity. And you should avoid drugs like alcohol and steroids because these will promote diabetes.
Okay, Nishan is exclaiming because of her wine.
My wine. I love wine. Okay, you've given us some good stuff there, but I want you to tell us a little bit about the diet. What are we supposed to eat? What is our diet supposed to look like to prevent diabetes? We don't have a lot of time, so...
I have a simple advice to all persons listening. Regard your plate as being a square, and you divide it into half. Half of the plate should contain fruits and vegetables with many colors, a rainbow fruit and vegetable side of the plate. And then the other quarter should contain a small amount of food from animals, and then the top quarter should contain staples like yam and afu and dasheen and so on. But the key thing really, with respect to staples, is to have one staple at a time. Do not mix them. So you have bread in the morning, you have rice in the afternoon, and dumpling in the evening, so that you do not mix the staples. And we recommend that you eat food that is difficult to be converted into sugar quickly. So you should avoid refined food and have food with high fiber content like yam, afu, and dasheen, and so forth. So that avoid a large amount of food that is refined because those are rapidly absorbed and will enhance your sugar level.
Spiking.
So the key thing really is to emphasize that half a plate should be fruits and vegetables with many colors.
It's amazing. Craig is taking notes.
I hear taking my notes.
He's writing everything down.
Dr. Bailey, where can we go to find out more information on social media?
Well, we are definitely online with a lot of platforms. Instagram would be www.instagram.com Diabetes Association JA. We are on Twitter, twitter.com Diabetes Jamaica. We are on Facebook, www.facebook.com Diabetes Jamaica, and our website is diabetesjamaica.com. We have a lot of good information available to all those who log on, and we will be able to provide you feedback for your concerns. Join us, and we will provide you with all the information that you need during this month and onwards.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bailey. I learned so much in the short space of time. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thanks for that.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. So Daytime Live will be right back. And what are we doing when we come back, Craig?
Okay, so when we get back, we're talking to Chad Rattray of Gen Z about National Youth Month. You don't want to miss that.
You don't want to miss it.
Chad!
It's our buzz.